2019 Big South Football Media Day continues here in Charlotte, and we've got another new school to talk to, the Lions of Northern Alabama. Coach Willis, Christian, KJ, welcome to all three of you. It's been a fascinating day because we've talked to Presbyterian, who's getting ready to leave the league. We talked to Monmouth, who joined the league a few years back, and Coach Callahan, who started their program, and obviously Hampton beginning its first journey through the league. You guys are in an interesting transition period as well. Coach, what's it like being the head coach of this program right now that's a little bit in limbo, but you know where you're going?
Well, I mean, it's, we know there's going to be some trials and up and hill battles, and we've accepted the challenges that are coming ahead of us. Our staff, Mark Linder and his staff, has done a great job of understanding what we've got to do. We've sat down, we've got a plan in place, and last year we were very competitive, and we did a lot of good things. I had a lot of firsts, not just with football. I said this in the media lunching, but, women's basketball knocked off Vanderbilt. Our baseball team beat Ole Miss. And so a lot of good things happened last year, a lot of firsts. And, I'm excited to lead the charge. I know this year's going to be challenging. We got a tough schedule, 11 Division I games, and at the end of the day, though, let's line them up and let's play them and let's learn from this, and we'll take it from there, and then each year kind of build from that.
I was reading about North Alabama University last night, and a lot of people might not realize that under a different name, North Alabama is the oldest public university in the state of Alabama, not the Crimson Tide, not Auburn, not UAB. This school's been around for a long time, and you've spent several years at this school as a head coach, previous season assistant. For those Big South fans who are like, what should we know about North Alabama? What should they know?
Well, obviously a lot of history, a lot of tradition.
Right.
3 national championships under Coach Wallace, Bobby Wallace, when he was there in the 90s. A lot of players went on to play in the NFL. Harlan Hill Trophy, Harlan Hill himself played there, Rookie of the Year in the NFL. Ronald McKinnon won it. Will Hall won the award. Just a lot of tradition. I'll say a powerhouse Division II team back in when we were Division II. And I think people are going to, people know, and they're going to take note of that. We're not coming into the Big South to just make this exhibition football. This is not exhibition football. We're going to take on each opponent, and we're going to try to go to each game wanting to win the game.
You're in your second year of the reclassification process to FCS. You become eligible for a Big South title in 2022, but you mentioned it's not exhibition football. What is the mindset attacking each game this season?
Well, at the end of the day, there's tough times to motivate, and trying to find that way to reach the team, and, from each practice, each week, each game. But we're playing a lot of new teams, and I sit out there today and I see the all conference and I see the list, and we're at the bottom with a little asterisk beside it. But it made me happy to know that we at the end of the year competed and finished up top somewhere, and showed these teams that we're serious about what we're doing here. And I just want to put a competitive product on the field. At the end of the day, I want to be able to be strong for 4 quarters of football and hopefully come away with a win. And we want to, it don't matter if you're pitching quarters against the wall or shooting free throws. We want to win no matter what.
It's pretty rare for a guy who's never played in the league. You mentioned the all-conference. Your quarterback, preseason all-conference. What should we know about your returning QB?
Well, listen, he, the quarterback is obviously a big leader of the offense and the team as a general. Here's a guy who only threw 2 interceptions all of last season in 10 football games. So not turning over the football is going to help you win a lot of football games. And I don't know how many people can say that. Most good quarterbacks, even, players of the year guys, I bet they've got 5, 6, 7, 8 interceptions, but he don't turn the ball over. And he comes in, he puts in the work, and it shows on the field.
Christian, you led the Lions to 4 fourth quarter comeback wins a year ago. You're a veteran of this program. What's on your mind as you get ready for this different challenge that you haven't experienced before?
I would say we're excited. The guys are bought in to getting better. Obviously, I have my own goals, but like Coach said, we're trying to be competitive. We don't want to go in there. We don't have that mindset that we're just going to compete. We want to win games. KJ could probably tell you, coming from JUCOs, we have this mindset of we still have something to prove. There's a lot I want to do this year, and this team wants to do a lot this year.
What are your goals for the 2019 season?
I started off at UNLV, and it was a D1. And I felt like I could always play D1 football. In high school, I put up good numbers, and I never got the attention that I felt like I deserved. So this year, I'm going to continue to do what I do, try to limit the turnovers, and win some games.
KJ, when you look at the roster you got coming back, what does it mean to have a veteran quarterback returning at the helm of the offense?
It's good to have the same field general from the previous year. I feel comfortable with the ball in Punchy's hands. Like you say, he only had 2 interceptions last year. So less turnovers equals more wins in our books.
That's a good way to look at it. What about the defense? What should we know about the Lions defense that's going to be taking the field in 2019?
We lost a couple. We lost Chris, of course. We lost pass rushers. But as far as the recruiting, we got some guys that's going to come in, make an impact right out the rip. So I feel like our defense will be pretty strong.
As you get ready for your senior year, your last go around in college football, how is there a different sense of urgency as you approach training camp this fall?
More of a leadership role. Last year, I was kind of leading, but I led more by example, more vocal this year. Knowing it's my last year, I got to give it my all. Hopefully, I can continue playing, but yeah, it's not a promise, so that's the mindset.
And Coach, I don't mean to make every question about the transition and what you're doing, but I'm curious, and I imagine the answer is probably no, but has your preseason plan for day 1 of practice, day 10 of practice, have you had to alter things with the upper level of competition you're going to see, or are you just doing the same thing you've always done?
We're going to do the same things. Nothing really changes. The way you go out there, you put the helmet on, shoulder pads on, practice periods are the same. You still practice and prepare the same. Obviously there are some things that's going to change throughout the years of transition, and mainly in recruiting. But no, the way we prepare for a game and a week of practice is not going to change.
How have you handled the recruiting differences that you've approached?
Just listen to the other coaches we go up against and hearing the feedback. I feel like we've done a really good job considering not being able to do any postseason. That's been the tough part by all means. Teams are going to use that against me, but we've got a really good, strong nucleus coming back along with what we picked up. At the end of the day, I think you got to get length in the trenches at O-line and D-line, and I think we've addressed that, especially at the D-line. We're still working on a few spots there right here at the last minute of the summer with O-line, but overall, very pleased with where we are. We look very good on paper, but you don't win games on paper.
Well, you have 8 offensive starters coming back, so that's a good place to start.
No, it is, and it always helps to have the quarterback back.
Right.
And these 2 guys, I can't, say enough about it. The field general, so to speak. I'm gonna put a lot on their shoulders to lead us this year, and I'm expecting big things out of both of them.
I enjoy what you said at the luncheon when you got up on the dais at the podium, and you basically said, everywhere I'm going, I'm taking notes. I'm trying to get advice everywhere I go. What's a piece of advice that has been particularly worthwhile as you find yourself getting ready for the season?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything in particular, but every coach I stand at midfield will say, hey, don't change. Just because you're moving classifications, don't change your mindset of who you are, your program, your administrators. Y'all have done a great job at the Division II level. Don't come to the FCS level and think, well, I got to flip and do things different. You don't. He said there's things budget-wise and there's things recruiting-wise we got to do different. But at the end of the day, be who you are. I'm not going to say there's anything in particular, but I do take notes. I don't know if they'll open up and give me everything they've got back here. I've been working on them in the last 2 hours, but I just look forward to this. This is going to be a fun ride, a fun journey. I know the people of Florence, Alabama are excited. We can't wait to get this thing going.
As they should be excited. Christian, I wanted to ask you, as a quarterback, people are always interested in comparisons, and I'm curious who you have aspired to be like as a smaller QB, as an underdog QB who continues to put up numbers and play well.
Well, for the longest time, I wanted to be like Johnny Manziel. Probably not the best situation now, but probably Russell Wilson, the way he carries himself on and off the field. He just put out a video today with his guys in kind of like his home training camp thing.
Yep.
I think he does a good job with trying to get everybody on the same page. And I think it's more than football at times, as a quarterback. People are always watching what you do, what you say. So I'm trying to put myself in the best position to be a better person as well as a quarterback.
That's cool. KJ, I'm curious to ask you what I asked Christian before. What are your individual goals for this year? You were third in the team in tackles a year ago. You guys won a bunch of games. Traditionally, Northern Alabama has won a lot of games. Coach, 151 wins in your decade and a half on the job, whatever it's been. What are your goals for the upcoming season, KJ?
Team-wise, we'll go in every game. I really want to win every game, but definitely have a winning record by the end of the season. Individually, I want to all-conference, maybe even all-American, depending on how I play. But yeah, just go in the season with a winning mindset, and then see how it pans out.
It's good to aim high, and while you're not eligible for the Big South title, you are eligible for a Big South award.
Right.
So you guys could get guys littered on that first team. That would be like winning a championship, I think.
Yeah.
A reminder to everybody, these are all student athletes, and Coach, you took some classes back a few years ago, I think. KJ, what's the most interesting, the most fun class you've taken so far in your college career?
Probably the one I'm in now, exercise physiology, with Dr. Green. Probably the most brilliant guy I've ever met. He just makes the class interesting. When we first started, I was kind of scared. I was like, he whipped out the white eraser. It was on whiteboard. I was like, oh man, this ain't a PowerPoint class. You can't say no. So I ain't know what to expect. But a great guy. I love going to this class. Actually, I love learning. So
let me add to this. You know, and both of these are great students. But KJ, 2 semesters at UNA now is a 4.0 across the board in both semesters. So he's been a very strong academic student.
Exercise physiology doesn't sound easy.
Nah, it's not. But I just aced my last test, so we straight.
What was the last test about? You aced it.
Energy systems. What else? We did energy systems, PCR, oxidative phosphorylation, glycolysis.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff.
I'm intimidated. So, Christian, let's go to you. Your favorite class in college?
I took this accounting class because my accounting teacher was pretty smoking hot. I just laughed. But I'd probably say this history class I took last semester. Took a lot from the teacher. He was hard on us. But it was pretty cool learning about our history as Americans.
American history primarily?
U.S. history, yeah.
Interesting. Coach, what class stands out to you from your undergrad days?
Man, we took so many. I had so many. I went to grad school, but I was a big fan of grad school because we didn't have to go to class every day, so it was broken up. But kinesiology was a class, I guess you could say, believe it or not. I enjoyed the teachers. More about the relationship you had with the professor. I think that has a lot to do whether you enjoy that particular class or not. I think that's what they're trying to say as well.
No, the teacher very much makes the class, and I imagine the Northern Alabama community is going to be very excited about the upcoming season. I'm really eager to see what y'all can do, and I mean, I have memories of Kennesaw State winning its first game a few years back, and look at them now. So Coach, I got high expectations for you, and as I'm sure you do for yourself, and wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate that, and yes, I see the kind of the order we speak at the media day here. I hope years to come when we're eligible, I'll be the last coach.
I'll tell you, you set the tone. I'd be happy with you as a leadoff hitter every year. I'm sure if we got to change the order a little bit to make that happen.
Well, thank you.
Coach Willis, Christian, KJ, Northern Alabama Lions, thank you so much. Best of luck this year. Fascinating landscape in the Big South Conference. Wouldn't be surprised if the Lions do some damage when you least expect it. We'll come back to Charlotte and Big South Football Media Day after this.